Hello, this is Bob Hall with Hallsome Farms. Today we're going to go over planting sweet potatoes. If you've seen some of my past videos, you'll see that this sack garden was my white potato garden that we harvested about a week ago. And now I've been growing in my aquaponic system a bunch of sweet potato starts. And you can see here, and we're going to plant how well the roots are developed, and we're going to plant them today. The thing about white potatoes is you plant them in around February here in central Texas. Just keep the frost off of them, and then you harvest usually around May because they're cold-loving plants. And then it's time to plant the sweet potatoes in the same sack. We just put the dirt back because sweet potatoes are heat-loving plants, and they'll grow. And then sometime around October, November time frame, you'll be able to harvest them. Now these I put in last week when I harvested the white potatoes, and you can see these are the old leaves here. See how they're kind of rotting and decaying? But look, here's all the new growth. And that's just in a week, and there's new growth on all of them. And sweet potatoes will take over the whole garden. That's one of the reasons it's good to put them in pots unless you want good ground coverage, because they are very, very easy growers. If you've never had much success in gardening and you want success, plant a sweet potato slip. Now, also, that brings me up another point. You can see here, there's no actual potato. Like in the white potatoes, we plant the potato as a seed potato. And they grow as tubers, not roots. Sweet potatoes, however, will grow as roots. And if you plant the potato, what the potato does is it provides what we call slips, just little starts. And in a sweet potato, if you want slips, you plant the potato. If you want potatoes, you have to plant the slips, because these slips will all grow into sweet potatoes. Now here's the nice thing about a sweet potato. I don't know if you can see, but here at every leaf there's a nodule. Every one of those, see if we can get to that, every one of those is a potential root and plant. And so if you just bury the leaves in the soil along with the roots, then this plant is just going to take off. That's why it's so easy to grow, because everything on a sweet potato can grow. The other nice thing, some people don't know, but everything on a sweet potato is edible. The leaves, you can put them in salads, everything is edible. So here, I've got sweet potato, and I'm actually going to break this, but I can't do it holding the camera, so I'm going to put this on hold just a second. Hopefully that's not too disturbing of a break, but I had to break the sweet potato in half, and I couldn't do it holding the phone as well. So I've got the root system I put into the soil, and I'm just going to cover that up lightly. But now I'm going to dig around this other side and see all this leafy part of the plant. I can get this here. I can bury that. Oh, sorry about jiggling the phone there. But I can bury the plant. It's a lot easier if I had two hands. But the point is, everything on a sweet potato will grow. And so by burying this plant, it's going to take off a lot quicker for me. And then here's another strand I'm going to put right over here and just kind of bury it in. That on top, and in a few weeks this whole bed will be completely engrossed in leaves, and hopefully I'll do an update, and these plants should start taking off. We're just now getting into the 90s on a regular basis, and so these plants are going to start really thriving. Just need to make sure they've got plenty of water. Okay, I wanted to show you, I told you these plants were in my aquaponic system. And you can see this is a great example of how each one of those leaves can grow roots and become its own plant. And these were just sitting on top of the aquaponic system, but because they had plenty of moisture, they started growing. So I'm going to bury those in the ground, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. Okay, I told you that I had planted the slips in the aquaponic bed. And here they are here. I just pulled up another one. I needed one more, and I still have a few growing in here. So if you've got an aquaponic system, the best way to get potato slips is just to put a sweet potato in the system, and it'll start shooting out all these slips. And when they get some roots, you harvest those and you go plant those. If you don't have an aquaponic system, it's easy enough. You can just put some toothpicks in the middle of the sweet potato and put them on a mason jar in your kitchen window or something, and filled with water, and it'll eventually start putting out roots. You've probably done something similar with avocados or anything like that, and sweet potatoes are the same way. And then as those shoots, which we call slips, start to produce, then you just pick those off and go put them in the garden. You can also see here, well, I've got this is how I seed them, transplant my lettuce in the food forest, into the aquaponic system. Is I just sprout it here in the aquaponics bed, and they grow real well. When they get about this size, I transplant them over, and you can see some of the other things. I'll go over in detail aquaponics at another time. This video here is specifically for sweet potatoes, and here's the last one I need. And these extras, I've got some friends who have asked me for some, so I'll probably give these away. If I have any extra, I'll try planting a couple into the food forest. Okay, I've now got all of the sacks, garden sacks, filled and planted with sweet potatoes. And now we're just giving them a good watering. And I don't know if you can see, but I planted as much of the plant into the soil as well, so that I get lots and lots and lots of propagation with roots, and the more roots, the more potatoes we'll wind up with. So this is Bob Hall with Hallsome Farms. I'm hoping this is helpful. We'll do another video here in a few months when we do the harvest. We're going to harvest the same way we did the white potatoes. We're going to take these sacks and turn them upside down into a wheelbarrow, and then we'll be able to glean all of the sweet potatoes without damaging any of them. That's the one disadvantage about growing in the ground potatoes, is no matter how careful you are, there always seems to be scraping or damaging of the potatoes, which, you know, if you eat them right away, it's not a problem, but if you want to store them for a little while, then they can start to rot. And anyway, we'll keep you posted. And if you like what we're doing here on the farm, please subscribe to our video channel, Hallsome Farm. Thank you very much.